Hello guys, welcome to Lib Alert. This is Joe speaking. Today's video I want to talk about fraud. Um, and there's a lot of fraud going on right now, and most of it's coming out of the Muslim community, specifically Minnesota, okay, and then also Dearborn, Michigan. And it just happens that it's all run by Somalis, okay? So I want to go back to the year 2001, 9/11, okay? I will never forget 9/11 when we had that uh, attack on our country in New York City, the World Trade Centers and everything. And I remember the outrage that was going on back then. And it was all coming from the Muslim countries. The attacks were coming from the Muslim countries. And Americans back then were just beside themselves. I know I was one of them. I'll never forget where I was that day. And now, fast forward to today. I wrote some stats down here. $9 billion in Medicaid fraud alone is coming out of Minneapolis in Minnesota. 18 billion in fraud has been coming out of there since 2018, and that's what we know about, okay? And it's not just Medicaid. There's insurance fraud, there's the child care fraud, and they simply just put down an address, collected money from the U.S. government by just sending bills. And Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, has known about this for a long time and just has turned a blind eye to it. And to think he was one breath away from being a vice president of the United States is really scary. And then you got Ilhan Omar, who she's here illegally by marrying her brother. Those are the charges. I mean, they're not proven yet, but they are investigating it. And if that's the truth, then she should be deported and kicked right out of the country. So stay tuned on that development. But she's the biggest fraud, and she was supporting that Feeding the Children program that we now know was a bunch of fraudsters. There were actually 78 people arrested in Minnesota related to fraud. So thank God the Justice Department is cracking down on this, because for years they have turned a blind eye. It's amazing what one guy can do, being President Trump. Some other instances of fraud were adult foster care. There again, they would just buy locations, send the government the address, and get checks. Guys, this is your hard-earned tax money at work. We need to stop all this fraud that's going on. I know I'm retired now, but I was very upset with politics back. I actually started around 2000 was when I really started paying attention. Okay, when 9/11 hit, that's when I really started paying attention. I grew up in the era of Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan took office, the country was a mess, coming off the heels of Jimmy Carter. I'll never forget it. And he's been the greatest president this country has ever seen until Donald Trump came along. And I think Trump is, when you follow Joe Biden, all you can do is go up from there. But he's looking out for the American people. He's going after the fraudsters. And you are going to hopefully see a lot of people get jailed. The only thing I'm disappointed in right now is that there's not enough people paying the price. I haven't seen anybody in handcuffs up to this point. There's a lot of voter fraud going on that's being investigated right now. And hopefully we're going to see the results of that very soon. I understand things take time, but I'm getting a little impatient when it comes to that. Okay, what else did I want to? Yeah, okay, let's talk Ilhan Omar. I just told you about her with the allegations of marrying her brother to get here. The next guy is part of Minnesota State Senate. He ran for mayor, and he lost, thankfully. But he was another one that was truly involved in the fraud schemes that were going on. Another one was Zainab Mohammed, and she's a state senator currently serving. And she made a lot of Islamic comments and online, mostly I think it was Facebook. And I'm not sure why she's still even serving. I mean, these people come over to this country They absolutely trashed the place. And then if you don't like it, why don't you go home? I'm sick and tired of everybody trashing America. If it's such a bad place, get the hell out, okay? And then the master of them all, Keith Ellison. Now, Keith Ellison's the Attorney General, and he's been in that position for a long time. This guy hasn't prosecuted one iota when it comes to fraud. He overlooks everything. And he needs to, all these people need to go. They all need to go in handcuffs. He just faced the House here a week or so ago, and he got raked through the coals. And so let's hold, they need to hold this guy accountable. So we're going to see what happens. I think there's a lot of good things coming on the horizon. I think you're going to see a lot of these guys be deported. But we need to take a stand. And then you look at New York City when you got Zohran Mamdani getting elected. The city that got destroyed by 9/11 now has a Muslim mayor. I never thought in my lifetime I would see that day. But it's here. Guys, we have to get our country back. This cannot continue to happen. I know in Dearborn, Michigan, Muslims now make up 54% of the population in Dearborn, Michigan. That's a majority. And they're running, the mayor's a Muslim. They have the police chief. They're running everything in Dearborn, Michigan, okay? And what was it? I had a stat down too on, 12% of the people in Minneapolis, Minnesota are now Muslim. It's their goal to get over here and take over, okay? I mean, they're literally doing Muslim prayer in the streets of New York now. What an embarrassment and an insult to the people that live there. So please, guys, don't give up. Stay focused. Call your representatives. Get them to start cracking down on this stuff, because unless we start cracking down, it could be too late. I mean, you look at Europe and what Europe's going through right now. They've got a huge problem with Muslims over there. Now, I'm not saying this as a racist statement. I'm telling you, look at the lifestyle and the culture of the Muslims. Do we want that here in America? No, we don't. I don't want it here. And I know there's a lot of people like me that do not want it here. So please take a stand, guys. Support the channel. I got more videos coming. Let me know if there's anything you want to hear in particular, and I'll do a video on it. And hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. And thanks a lot for your support, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.